Am I really, really white in this light or not? Or am I still 10-ish? Like, not that I'm a 10, which I am, but 10-ish, like 10. Not sure, guys. I'm so not sure. Anyway, hello and welcome back to the second part of the time management video. Today, I want to share with you some of the best applied methods of how to use time management in order to be productive and finish your tasks really, really fast, like that. Click them off the freaking list, because that feeling is amazing. It's the best feeling in the world when you feel actually productive. I know I'm a little too hard on myself, but hey, narcissistic self and everybody else who like to be accepted in the world. Just look at me. Anyway, I know I'm good at it, I already told you that, but in the past video, if you haven't seen it, go ahead, click that button right there, watch the first part of the video, because I give you two amazing applied methods to figure out. First of all, one of them is to figure out who you are, what's your personality type, and how to use it by the Seth Meyers, I believe that's their name, Seth Meyers personality test. And that will help you figure out how to use the most and where to find the most energy if you want to become productive time management wise. Like if it's a meta goal, if it is checking things off the list and structuring your day, if it is people, like for me, right? For me, it's people, or if it is treating yourself. Anyway, so go ahead, check it out, watch that video, and do the exercise that I give you with the chronophages. Chronophages picture of the day exercise is amazing. And today I want to share with you how to actually create a plan and how to actually make a plan that will work, that will keep you, productive, that will keep you excited during the day, and most importantly, manage your time correctly. So now that you did this exercise of the photo of the day exercise, there are a few amazing tools which you can actually use in order to maximize your capacity to be productive. And one of them is called the tomato pomodoro. I'm not sure if this is a Spanish or an Italian technique by one of the psychologists, but it's called the technique to fight these chronophages, because now you have those pictures of the day. If you are amazing, you have done 7 days or 5 days or even a few days. If you did that picture of the day where you saw exactly what eats away your time, where those chronophages come in, whether it is scrolling on Instagram or using the restroom or talking to the friends you don't need to talk at that moment, or smoking a cigarette or taking a little snack break, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know why I said the fuck, because I'm getting irritated when somebody's not productive, I guess. That's my projection, because I get irritated with myself when I'm not productive. But how do we fight them, you might ask, right? Now you see them. First of all, congratulations for your awareness expansion. Now you're aware of these things. Now you're aware that these things eat away your precious time, right? Time is that only resource that you cannot get back. Everything else you can. Money, energy, what else? Physical resources, human resources, absolutely anything is replaceable and replenishable except for time. So where you are using it, what you're using it for, is very, very important, because you are never gonna have it back. So to fight these chronophages, it doesn't mean that you have to eliminate all those little nice things from your day. It doesn't mean you should stop talking on those chats on WhatsApp, on Telegram. It doesn't mean you should stop discussing, whatever you like in your favorite blog, or scrolling through Instagram feed, or taking a snack, a cigarette. No, it doesn't. But what helps with that is this Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro technique. Actually, my Italian told me that I do a lot of this. This is my Italian blood coming out. Why do I do a lot of that? I do not know. I think this is my boiling hot Sicilian blood. Mwah! or Armenian. I don't know. But yeah, the Pomodoro technique. What you can do, you can structurize it. Just like it is with money. When I teach financial education, when I teach how to deal with finances, it's very important to start not only tracking, but then managing your energy resources, right? Whether it's time or money. So the Pomodoro technique goes like this. You set aside 25 minutes of work. Let's say it's 25 minutes. Again, all these criteria are interchangeable and you can adjust it for you. And then 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest. 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest. But you have to make sure that these 25 minutes that you set out for work, whether it is shooting a YouTube video, whether it is writing a presentation on an essay, or teaching, or studying, whatever, or cleaning, anything it is, you set up that time and you do not interrupt it until you hear that timer go on for 5 minutes. And those 5 minutes, you go and you take that cigarette and you eat those chips, or you text your friend, or you use it to scroll on Instagram page. So you just set out these times, 25-5, 25-5, 25-5, 25-5. The other way you can do it is you can, again, adjust the time and set up, an hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes. So 1 hour of non-distracted, interrupted job, work, task time, and then 15 minutes of whatever you want. But first of all, you have to determine what you want. And second of all, you have to be very hard on your timelines. Whether it is scrolling, whether it is, oh, no, that's where the microphone is. Whether it is scrolling, whether it is snacking or smoking or just laying down on the couch, anything it is, just make sure that you set that up, that you know exactly what you're doing. And your brain knows right now we're working, right now we're resting. And then when you go back to working, you are not interrupting that time. That is the work time. So that's one of the techniques that is great. Sometimes I use it myself when I have a deadline, let's say for an essay, or I have to write out a presentation, or I have to do some meticulous task when I'm sitting down and I'm like, no, the camera is still on. What just clicked? Not sure. Or I'm sitting down and I have to do the, writing, or I have to write out the presentation, or I have to write down the creative idea. Specifically with that, or even when I was writing my book, I would do this technique. I would set up the time and then I would set up 15 minutes to do whatever the heck I want. That's one of the tools that I can give you today in this video. Keep looking at myself. I'm sorry. I look at you, I look at myself. Look at you, look at myself. See it? Both look great. So another great techniques for time management they start from figuring out how big your task is. So there's a technique that's called 1-3-5, and that is for your time management, for your scheduling during the day. You set out, or you write out, that's a car, one big task which takes from hour to 3 hours to finish, to complete a day. You set that one out. Then 3 medium tasks that will take between 30 minutes to 60 minutes to complete, and then 5 small tasks all the way up to 30 minutes. So 1-3-5 is another time management technique. And the whole idea of it is to make sure you train your brain not to get anxious about the day. That is a great way to feel productive, to be productive, but also not to fall into the anxiousness, into the anxiety of the day. When you have so much on your plate, you don't know where to start, right? It kind of like breaks down the elephant into pieces, and now you have this one task in the day that you know is going to require more time, 3 medium tasks and then 5 small tasks. And then boom, the whole day is gone, but you know you have accomplished that one big thing that is going to get you closer to your goal. Another great technique is called the rule of 3, and it's basically writing down. It's very similar to the previous one, but it is just choosing 3 main tasks in a day that you need to complete, and then the rest, whatever you have time for, then you finish the rest of it, right? So you choose 3 main things. It is not scary. It is very doable. Your mind feels comfortable when you only put down 3 main things in one day, and you go and continue and complete them, and you know that your day has been positively reinforced or positively, completed. You're like, yes, done. It's not a lot. 3 things a day, right? 3 main tasks a day, 3 goals a day, 3 things that are gonna get you to your desired outcome. That's not a lot. That's very doable, and it's very healthy for your brain, because you don't get anxious. You're not like, oh, that's the big thing. That's the main thing about time management. How to train your mind to feel good about being productive and not to fall into the anxiety trap. What else do I have here? I wrote down a lot of things for you onto how to use your time management. Yeah, okay, so another great hack here is think do. A lot of my clients know that method. A lot of my friends know that method. Is when you think of something, do it. And basically, when we want to start incorporating, if you think of something and it's not going to take more than 2 minutes, like writing an email, sending a text, making a phone call, making a purchase, I don't know, throwing away the trash, heating some food, anything. If it does not take more than 2 minutes, do it now. If you know it takes more than 2 minutes, put it on the schedule. If you know that it's maybe I'm going to do it, maybe not, erase it from your brain. That's a very important technique. It's not even for time management, even though it helps it a lot, but it helps you be or make fast decisions. If people are asking me what is the main secret of the rich of wealth, is making decisions fast. And this technique, this tool is going to help you get there, because you train your brain that you're capable enough of making decisions. You are reliable enough to make decisions and to actually follow through with them. So anything less than 2 minutes, do it now, right away. Send that text, buy that notebook pad, nothing intimate here. I don't even use pads. I don't know why I mentioned them. Send a text, make a phone call, write an email, buy something. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. More than 2 minutes, it's a little more step-oriented thing. Break it down into steps and put the first one on your schedule. Do not keep things in your head. Always put it on the list. In the end of this video, I'm going to share how I myself deal with time management and things that help me, and that is one of them. I always put things down. I always write things out. I have a note on my iPhone. I don't use any specific apps for that. I literally just use notes, and my pinned note is called schedule. And every single day of the week is written out there, right? Every single day, usually even time by time, like 7 a.m. wake up, meditation, 7:30 reading, 8 a.m. workout, 8:30 YouTube and stuff like that. And I would put 1 to 3 main tasks in a day. For example, today, one of them would be shooting a YouTube video. I've done that. I will feel very productive. And then I have things that I do. I actually started telling you exactly what my time management is, so keep up with that. And then I would put my things that take less than 30 minutes or up to an hour that I do every day, like stretching, vocal warm up, reading, meditation, workout. I think these are my 5 everyday routine things. They're also on my schedule, and every time I do it, I cross that out. I literally tick that out, and it makes me feel really, really, really good. But whenever I have a thought of like making a call or writing an email or talking to somebody or scheduling a meeting, I do it right away. Think, do it now. Even you feel my energy, it just got more active because my brain knows that it feels good to be productive, because I've trained myself enough to know that this is the way to actually live. That is the way to achieve results, to achieve goals. So think, do anything more than 2 minutes, I put it on my schedule, either a weekly schedule, even like write an email. I would put it on Thursday. I would see where I have time and which day, and I would put it on that schedule. Meetings with somebody, I would put it on my schedule. Some people, I haven't watched that, but there's a teacher who recommends even putting your sex on the schedule as well. Scheduling sex. Date nights, always put them on the schedule. Leisure, I always put it on the schedule. Some events that are more long-term, I put it on my calendar. I also have a calendar on my desk that I look through, and I put down like bigger events on that as well. Another great tip is called fresh and fried. And basically the idea for this is to do the worst and most disgusting, most energy consuming tasks in the morning. So you wake up and while you're fresh, you're just going to click them out. You're like, okay, got it out of the way. Like right now it's 2:50 and I woke up late today and I'm like, okay, I finished most of the things that like some of the wake up things. I got it straight to the video. If I woke up earlier, I would have started with the video because that's the most time consuming thing for me, for example, today. Or sometimes it's a workout. So fresh and fried is a technique that says wake up, do the hardest tasks right away, like that one task or 3 tasks, whatever technique you decide to implement in your life, and then more pleasureful things on your to-do list, do them after lunch. Then what to do if the task that you have to do is not very pleasurable, if you don't want to do the task that you have on the to-do list, right? Some of us, and even though I do want to motivate you to make sure you live your life where every single thing for you is pleasurable, that is important, but sometimes that's not the case. So what to do with a task you don't want to do that much? So there's a technique that's called eating frogs, right? It's not very French. It's not that French tasty le frog, which I don't know the French of frog, so I just add le to it. I think it's a guy. Let's see if it's a guy or a girl in France. I don't know. We should ask. I have my friend here who speaks French or French. Anyway, le frog, that's how we're gonna call it. Very American. Le frog, please, in Paris. You start your day by eating the frog, right? If you know you have a task, one task a day that you don't want to do, that you just want to sabotage so bad, you start your day with it. You eat that frog in the morning and then you are done for the day. There's nothing else that's gonna give you so much not a good feeling than this in the whole day. There's also another tool. See, I am just filling you up with these tools because I'm telling you, there's so many great ones. You just have to figure out which ones work for you and which ones do you want to implement in your life. So another one is called technique, the Eisenhower. I'm going to insert it right there. So this matrix is a great way to delegate, to schedule, to structure your to-do list, right? And as you can see, it has 4 things. Number 1 is do now. Number 2 is schedule. Number 3 is delegate. Number 4 is not do at all. So if your thing on the to-do list does not fit in one of those 4 criterias, I mean, it has to fit in one of those 4 criterias. You just have to make sure you know where it goes. And again, once you know what you're going to do with it, you do the thing. Number 1, you just thought about something in your to-do list. Can you do it now? No. Can you schedule it? No. Okay. Can you delegate it? No. Okay, then don't do it and get it out of your mind, because our mind works in a way where everything happens all at once. There's even a movie that's called Everything Everywhere Happening All at Once, something like that. Cute movie. But this is how our brain works. It needs to know what is happening with a thing, with your thought. Otherwise, it's just going to store it and it's going to eat away your energy. Just like on Windows, like on a computer, if you have a lot of programs open, not closed, not saved for later, not put in a folder, it's going to require that energy. That's the same way our brain works, our mind works. It needs to store things in the right places. If you put it on the schedule, it can close that window. Right? If you put it on a schedule, your mind knows I'm going to think about it then. I do not have to store this information now. If you can do it now, you just do it now and that thing is gone. If you can delegate, you're texting somebody and you're delegating it, and again, that window is closing. Or you just have to decide you're not going to do it, right? We all have those thoughts. They're like, oh, that would be great too, but just be honest with yourself, and you know if it doesn't fit in 1, 2, or 3, just tell yourself I'm not going to do it. That's out. Gotta erase that thought, because I need energy to live. In this video with the book that I definitely want to recommend, that's called Getting Things Done by Barry Allen, Andrew Allen, somebody Allen. I forget what, Ellen what, but it's a whole book, it's a whole technique on how to use your time management accordingly and correctly. And one of the main principles of this book is lists. And as I've mentioned to you, the way I structure my time management, or the way I structure my day, the way I structure my life, basically, I am hooked on lists. I have lists for everything. I have to buy lists, I have wish lists, I have goal lists, I have like want lists, I don't know, I have to visit lists, I have to watch lists, to read lists, I have books saved in lists. I structurize all the information that comes my way, because otherwise I know I will not be able to survive. There's so much information that I intake, being a clinical psychologist, being a coach, being involved in multiple projects, that I need energy to process, and all the energy that is used for storing is just a waste for me, right? I do not keep things in my head. I write them out, I put them on the schedule, I do them in the think through technique, or I save them and I put them into some places I can access it, whether it's a calendar or a note. The way I schedule my day would be on the schedule, and I've mentioned that earlier, on notes. There is a way to do it, which I sometimes do, which is called the time blocks. And this is where you write out your day in specific time zones. So like 7 a.m. meditation, 7:30 reading, 8 recording YouTube, 8:30 I don't know, recording podcast, 9 editing, and then you write out these time blocks for every single task that you have. I don't usually use the 30-minute 15-minute breaks, because I put the things on my schedule so one by one, that I just don't have time for a lot of chronophages. Even though we're old people, you still got to make sure that you enjoy your day. I put down, I schedule rest, I schedule leisure, I schedule going out. So all those things are always on my list. I also always save things on my Instagram. If I find a place that I like, if I find a hotel I want to stay in, if I find something I want to buy, if I find an idea for gifts for somebody, I put these things into planners. I put these things into saving folders. If you don't know on Instagram, you can do them. And then for my long-term goals, I set out goals. I also write them out, or on my schedule, on my calendar, on my desk calendar, I put down the main things of the month, right? And then when that week comes into play, I put it into my phone schedule, because it's easy, it's always accessible, you always have it on it. So my way, these are the techniques that I'm using. Again, I already gave you, I think, about 10 different methods, variations, methodologies that you can use to implement for your life for time management. So let me know down below, which ones do you want to use, which ones you're already using, which ones do you want to try, which ones they're not going to work for you, not gonna work. And tell me, how are your things going with, no, that's not how you say it in English. And tell me, how are you doing with your time management? Do you want to be better? Do you want to feel less anxious about it? Do you want to feel more productive? Do you want to feel more structured? Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It is how to use the resource that's called time accordingly. And again, we're here living this life. There's X amount of time. Just use it to get the most benefit and pleasure for you. My name is Elizabeth Sullivan. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, like button, watch button, send it, share it, follow the rest of my socials. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.